Good evening, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Welcome to another day of triathlon training. Welcome to another domestic. So Liz and I are currently falling out about, and I kid you not, Liz, what are we falling out about?
Riding together or not on Zwift.
Whether she will actually ride with me and the Rideharder crew on Zwift or not. So I'm telling her, we're doing a session as a group workout, we're on Zoom, we're obviously riding together on Zwift. And she's saying, no, I don't want to, I want to just ride on my own. She hasn't ridden a bike 3 weeks. Just take it easy. I was like, you can do it and meet up, it just holds you all together, doesn't matter.
No, that, I'm not saying it doesn't do that.
She doesn't
I want to ride around France or Watopia.
Well, it might be in France or Watopia.
But might not.
Anyway, so basically Liz doesn't even want to be seen with me in the virtual world. But anyway, you've clicked on this video to hear about the new indoor training setup, so let's go in the garage. Sorry, Liz won't let me go in the garage until I've shown you what she's prepared for tea, so come on, make it snappy.
We've got tofu, spinach and cashew nut curry.
Oh yeah.
With some poppadoms waiting for
Yeah, that spoon had better not be going back in there.
Oh.
Good evening. Okay, so in this video I'm going to talk about what happened to mine and now our indoor training setup. I've got to keep it brief because Liz is absolutely freezing as she keeps telling me she wants to stop pedalling, but I told her she can't until I finish this video because of the noise. So, long-time viewers of the channel will know that I had a watt bike Atom for my indoor trainer, had it for a couple of years, absolutely loved it. Liz has then picked up cycling during that time. I wanted to get her an indoor training setup because I know how beneficial indoor training is. Obviously, have visions of us training together indoors, it being a perfect harmony. It's far from that at the minute, but probably it will get there eventually. So I was on the lookout for an indoor training setup for Liz. I won't go into the full story, but I ordered her a next gen Atom. Long story short, cancelled it in the end because of the delays, etc. And then we bought you a kicker bike, didn't we, Liz? Now, I bought it from I can't go into too much detail, bought it from a retailer with a little bit of a discount. I was very happy. But then I was very, very lucky in that my employer got basically some sort of discount scheme with Wahoo. Now, I can't tell you how much discount it is or what I pay for things, but like I say, I'm very lucky to have got it. And that's something I took advantage of. So that meant that I had a kicker bike that I could take back to the retailer if I wanted to, but one of my friends and subscribers, Matt, who is as techie as me with bike stuff, quickly jumped on the kicker bike that I had, so he kindly bought that off us. So then we were then without an indoor training setup because then shortly after I sold my watt bike. So a couple of delays with the Wahoo shipment, you know, it is what it is, it's the world we're in at the minute, isn't it? So then we've ended up with 2 kicker bikes. Now, I know that's crazy, right? Like, you know, I'd never imagined I'd be able to have something like this, and it's not something we take for granted at all, is it, Liz? It's not in any way sponsored. We have paid for these, albeit not retail, but you know, we have paid a lot of money for these. I'm hoping that it's going to transform our training. So you've had what, one tiny spin on it? This is going to be your first proper spin on it tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, I just had one sit on it the other day to get the seat and things right, so I'm looking forward to my first ride on it.
Yeah.
When I'm allowed to start.
So yes, but so basically this is now what we've got. Now I have got a couple of the Wahoo headwinds coming as well, and we've also had a couple of Roams, haven't we? So we've upgraded from the Bolt to the Roam, but that's it now. I'm done spending money. That was one splurge. That's not how we live our lives normally. We've saved up long and hard to be able to create a training environment and buy the equipment for training, haven't we? It's not like we just do this all the time. We don't earn like huge amounts of money or like, you know, live off bank of mum dad or anything like that. This is a case of we've saved up long and half something and we've wanted it, so we bought it. So there we go.
Hey, can I start now?
Yes, you can start. How have the bikes been up to yet? So I've ridden mine once. I did a Zwift race, you'll have seen a couple of days ago. It actually, something went wrong when I started. With all these, the pleasure of buying them is that I can then share my real, honest experience with the equipment. So when I did the Zwift race, some sort of error happened on the bike. It was the first time I've really pedalled it, so I don't know whether I'd set something up wrong or not. It essentially lost all resistance. I've turned it off and on. It's been absolutely fine since then. I did a Zwift race afterwards. I had a little bit of an issue with this. This is the clamp for the handlebars. It didn't do up tight enough, and on one of the owners groups they say take the handlebars out, tighten it up, leave it overnight, which I did do, and mine fixed properly. It now tightens up fine. Liz's, however, did not, did it, Liz? So then I tried to give it the beans yesterday and tighten it up real tight, and actually snapped the quick release. So I have replaced it with don't hit me, with just a nut and a bolt, which seems to have fixed it a lot better. So maybe I'll swap that quick release for a nut and a bolt as well. I'm going to get onto Wahoo and get them to send a replacement quick release out, because it should work, shouldn't it? But apparently not. I think being in a cold garage as well doesn't help the metal. Obviously it's quite close to freezing today, so it's not very good for metal expanding. So yeah, that is it. This is our training setup. We're going to have two TVs, two fans, big speaker system, and that's it, isn't it? Are you going to live in here all winter, Liz?
No.
What? That's the wrong answer because you're time trial next year. So yeah, I hope that explains what's been going on with our training setup. I didn't want to say anything too early because I didn't want to jinx it, like what if these didn't turn up, what if it didn't come through, and so on. So yeah, super happy it's here. Obviously really, really happy that I've got mine set up in TT position so that I can train in TT position. Say TT position one more time. Yeah, so on to tonight's session. We're riding with I'm riding with the Rideharder crew. Liz is not because she's just taking it easy. We're doing two times 25 minutes sweet spot, starting at low sweet spot, ramping up to high sweet spot, 10-minute block, 10-minute block, and a 5-minute block. So it should be pretty tasty. Try and do it in TT position. Liz, why don't you show us what's like going uphill?
Well, I'm not on a hill yet.
Okay. Okay, so that's the first set done of 2. The intervals are 10 minutes at 85% FTP, 10 minutes at 90%, 5 minutes at 95%. So for me, at current power in position, it was 10 minutes at 290, 10 minutes at 300, 5 minutes at 310. I felt okay, to be honest. Might bump that up for the next one. On the Rideharder crew, following session 1.5. It's going well. This is super smooth so far. Feeling good in TT position, that's the key, isn't it? So just got to keep nailing the efforts in position. Oh, session done. I won't say that was easy, but it wasn't actually too hard. It's probably how sweet spot should feel, like a good, hard tempo, but you feel like you could have done a little bit more. TT position felt okay, a little bit of work to do. I have set this up due to me, I can't get it narrower. It is 3 centimeters wider than my TT setup on the bike, but I can rectify that by either putting more padding on the outside and sitting more in the middle, or swapping these bars to ones that can sit a bit further in. But because I haven't trained in TT position for a few weeks now through not having a setup really, it's a good place for me to start and I can work my way in over the next few weeks. I don't need to get in it now and like cripple myself. I need to ease into it. I don't know if I did a good job of explaining the reasons for getting the indoor setup earlier on, but I'm not recording the clip again. So if I haven't explained it very well, fire away any questions down below or I'll cover it another day, but I think I did, who knows. Anyway, so that is it for today's training, that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button down below and I'll see you tomorrow at 4 PM for another day of triathlon training, because it never stops, does it? It never stops.